The Bond Coffee Collective opened on what was a dead corner lot a few weeks ago in Chicago's biggest and oldest Jewish neighborhood, West Rogers Park. And already business is booming.
Rivka?
It's a coffee shop where you'll see yarmulkes and baseball caps and hijabs, a place where you'll see coexist on a bumper sticker in the parking lot and coexisting inside.
We're not a kosher restaurant. We are a coffee shop, a craft coffee and tea shop. Happens to be kosher.
Max Diane is one of the new generation of Chicago Jews who figure that rather than resist a changing neighborhood demographic, it makes a lot more sense to embrace it.
Where we are located in the neighborhood, we border basically 4 different demographics, and everybody speaks to coffee, speaks to everybody, and that's the convergence right here on the corner.
West Rogers Park was such a strong Jewish enclave in the 1950s and 60s that its residents had their religious, education, dining, grocery, banking, and entertainment options all in walking distance. They never had to leave the neighborhood. But the neighborhood is seeing a large influx of South Asians now who've been spilling over from neighborhoods next door.
Here at the bank, we speak 30 different languages.
Irv Lowndes' family has been running Devon Bank since the 1950s, when it was in the heart of the Jewish neighborhood. Today, Muslim Pakistanis stroll past the bank, and Lowndes does his best to welcome them.
Each group kind of tends to be in their own corner. There isn't a lot of interaction within the community.
David Lifsix is out to change that. He's the new head of the Jewish Neighborhood Development Council of Chicago. And like the Bond Coffee Collective, he feels food could be the economic engine that fuels the future of this shifting neighborhood.
I would love to see a kosher Indian restaurant open to bring the population, the Indian population, over and to have an Indian family and a Jewish family sitting next to each other. That would be amazing.
More conservative young Jewish couples are actually moving into West Rogers Park from around the Midwest. And there's still a 2-block stretch of some 24 Jewish religious centers. But the changing demographics are clear. For the older folks, is there a sense that they're losing their community?
Well, the older folks have told me that they recognize the future is what has to be focused on.
Elfriede Weedham, a sociologist at Loyola University, literally wrote the book on urbanization and religion. And she says the neighborhood's Jewish roots aren't necessarily getting watered down.
There is a need for a community environment that supports your identity. But at the same time, we live in a diverse world, a world in which we need to respect the views and beliefs and traditions and customs and so on, religions of other people. And how can we do that if we never meet them?
And it seems mochas and muffins might just do the trick. Andy Roschen, I-24 News, Chicago.